Hey guys, welcome back to City. Today I'm doing a luxury loom knitted purse tutorial. So, as you guys probably saw my short, I did a video purse I recently made, but these are the materials. These are the chain for the purse. This is the button for the purse, any button you choose, scissors, and then my needle for my yarn to like go through and to knit it through. This is my yarn hook, my knitting hook, and then this is the yarn I'll be choosing. I'm also gonna get this yarn because I don't know if the other one's gonna be enough on its own. But yeah. And this is all you need to get started. So I wanted to show you guys something real quick. This is my button. But the chain I have here is a hook-on chain for the previous purse I did. So you can just hook it onto any part and that'll be easy for you to just, put on your purse. This chain I have here is not a hook-on chain, so I have to sew it in. If you see these green pegs on my knitting loom, it's because the other ones broke somehow, so I have to replace them with my other knitting loom pegs. This is the starting peg I'm going to tie my knot into, and so we're going to get started. So go ahead and tie your yarn on the starting peg, which I'm doing right now. Well, not the starting peg, but the peg closest to you, whichever peg you choose. But I am doing, I think, the peg to the right. I'm going to tie it on there. And so go ahead and put the existing yarn under the loom so it won't get in your way. Go ahead and wrap around once and then wrap around again on that same peg. So you wrap around once and then once again, basically you're wrapping around twice on each peg. Yep, just keep wrapping around twice. It should look like this. Just keep wrapping around and keep doing it, keep doing it, keep doing it, keep doing it, keep doing it. Okay, so I'm gonna finish in a few seconds. Just keep wrapping around, wrapping around, wrapping around twice on each peg. On each peg. Yes, keep going. Okay. Now, once you get to the last peg on that side, wrap around, and then what you do, you're gonna put that like under the loom, get the hook, and start looping the bottom loop over the top loop. So let's go ahead and do that now. Just loop the bottom peg over the top loop. Do it all the way around until you get to the last peg on the other side. Take your time. If you're not used to doing this, do not go fast. Go as slow as you want to. Just keep on going. You got it. Okay, guys. All right. Last one. Good. And guess what? We're just gonna wrap around backwards. And we're doing this again because this is called for the stitch. So this is called an E-wrap. I did not mention this earlier, but it is called an E-wrap. When you wrap around the top and when you already have a loop at the bottom, you're just wrapping around, the peg backwards, I believe. And that's called an E-wrap. The letter E and then the word wrap. So yep, you just E-wrap back around and pull the loops up. Pull the bottom loops up. Make sure you push each loop down so it won't get in the way of a new E-wrap that you're going to do eventually. And just keep wrapping around until you get to the end of the peg. Okay guys, we're almost finished. Just keep wrapping around and keep looping up. Wrap around and loop up. I'm working a little fast. It looks like I'm doing it in fast motion, but I promise you this is just the speed that I'm going. Stay focused. Okay, so all of the loops are down. Great job. Now what we're going to do is a purl knit. A purl knit. What we do is we get a hook. I put it closer so you can see. We get a hook and we put it through the loop. We get the string through the loop and we pull the string up coming through the loop right there. Pull it through the loop and pull the loop backwards behind the peg, backwards of the peg, and then we get that existing loop and we just put it on the peg. I hope that I explained that to you guys correctly. I kind of showed it in a way where you could understand. So we get the string from that other peg, get another peg, and then just pull the loop up, get the existing loop, replace it with the new loop. Basically, you get the string, from the peg beside the peg you're doing, and you put it under the peg's loop and replace it with the new loop. So get the string, pull it through the loop, put the loop back, and replace it with the new loop. Get the string, put it through the loop, put the loop back, and replace it with the new loop. Get the string, put it through the loop, put that loop back, and replace it with the new loop. That should be easy for you guys to remember. Just like sing it over and over again or keep that in your mind and you should understand it from there. Get the string, put it through the loop, put the loop back and replace it with the new loop. And just keep doing that until you get to the last peg. Because, you guys, this is the pattern to make the purse. Again, this is not fast motion. I'm just going really fast. And I didn't even realize I was going this fast. I knew I was going a little bit fast, but I never realized I was going this fast. And just keep going until you get to the last peg on that side. As you can see, I'm real locked in. Trying to get my work done. All right, we're done. Okay. Make sure everything's pushed down. Okay, guys. Now we're going to do the E-wrap again. And just, repeat the process. Repeat the process. So just E-wrap, as we did before. E-wrap all the way around till you get to the last peg on the other side. Okay. I'm just E-wrapping and pulling the bottom loop over the top loop. The easy stuff. Easier than the pro knit. Okay, so once it gets to an inch or two, go ahead and leave it alone. We are done that process. We're done the 2 E-wraps and the 1 purl stitch. We're done. So yours should look like this. When it gets to about an inch or two, go ahead and leave it alone. And now we're just going to E-wrap all the way through. And the reason why we do that is because if we just E-wrapped all the way through without doing a purl wrap or a purl knit, it would be like, the bottom would be like this. I'm going to insert a picture. But we don't want the bottom to be like that. We want the bottom to be flat and like stretchy instead of curling up, because that will, it might affect our purse a little bit. We want our purse to be neat and clean. So just E-wrap all the way through at this point. It should be really easy to follow. At first we was doing 2 E-wraps and then 1 purl knit to get that stitch, the bottom stitch, clean. But we don't have to do it anymore because we got to an inch or two. So just keep E-wrapping. Don't give up. You got it. Mm-hmm. Just keep E-wrapping until you get to the other side of the loom, and then E-wrap going back, E-wrap going forward. You know the process at this point, or at least you should know the process. And just loop up each peg. Okay, guys, so this is how yours should be looking, or it can look a little longer or a little bit shorter, but this is how mine look. I'm gonna measure it for you guys to see like the centimeters and stuff like that. So yes, so mine's about 26 or 27 centimeters, which is the equivalent, to length in a knit project. I measured it with this measuring tape. It's about like 26 and a half, 27 centimeters. And that's enough for it to be a purse, like, a little small, close to medium purse. And this side, I put it under, I just put my loom upside down and I put the measuring stick at the end of the peg or something like that. And then I'm just gonna decrease. And if you're wondering what that is, what we do is we get the loop from the first peg and put it on to the peg beside the first peg. Sorry, you guys can't really see it. There we go. Put it there. And do that on the other side too. And then we get to the easy part, which is, we're just gonna E-wrap around again until we get to the other side. So just keep E-wrapping until you get to the other side. Okay, and so we're at the other side. Now we gotta loop all these first loops up. But it should be easy because E-wrapping is easy and we already E-wrapped everything we needed to wrap. So at this point, we're going to do that process, put that loop onto the next peg, put that existing loop onto the next peg, and just E-wrap again. We're just going to keep doing that process because that will get us what we want. So go ahead and just E-wrap again until you get to the other side. Keep on doing it. All right, at this point we have like 3 pegs left, 3 loops left, So we put that loop on the last loop, second to last loop, and then we E-wrap it or loop it. E-wrap it, then loop it. Go ahead and put that existing loop onto the last peg on the last loop. Push it down. And what we're going to do now is bring that bottom loop up to the top. Bring that bottom loop up to the top. Bring it to the top and then push the existing loop down. And we're going to repeat that process over and over until you see when we stop. So go ahead, wrap it around. Bring the bottom loop up to the top. Go ahead, push it down. And wrap it around. Bring the bottom loop up to the top. Push it down. And so guys, it should look like this little tiny, 3-inch string or whatever. And then do it again, just to make sure you know what to do. Okay, now what we're gonna do here, you see, all right, sorry, that's not the part yet. And bring the bottom loop to the top. Okay, are we done yet? Okay, we're still doing it. But that's okay, because if you want the string to be long for the loop to cover the button. Okay, so here we're gonna do. This is how it should be looking right now. Yours can look shorter if you want, just a little bit shorter. This end part of the yarn, this thick part right here, we're gonna try to push a hole through the end piece of the yarn. You'll see, because I'm not making that confusing for y'all. But yes, we're gonna go ahead and push a hole through this piece of the yarn right here. Just a tiny little hole, not too much. And we'll go ahead and put that on top of the peg. Go ahead, put it on top. Good job. And what we're gonna do after we put that thing on top of the peg, we're just gonna E-wrap. We're gonna wrap around the peg and we're gonna loop the big loop, as you can see, we're gonna loop that on top of the top loop. And you will see why at the end. You will see all your hard work paying off. So go ahead and do that. Loop the bottom top of the top loop. Go ahead, do that about 3 times to get the result you're looking for. You can do it 4, just don't do it too many times. Just do it about 3 or 4 times, that's good enough. Just do it more than once. And then, yeah. I think I did it about 4 or 5 times, but that's okay. So go ahead and loop that top. All right, at this point we should be done. So what I'm doing right now, I'm gonna get my scissors. Hold up, I'm sorry. Okay. Yep, take it off the peg. Take that loop off the peg. No more loops on the peg. Get my scissors. I'm gonna snip that string that I used to knit all day long. And what I'm gonna do now is go ahead and take my work off the peg. It's already off, but like take it out the circle and show y'all how beautiful this looks. Okay, so you should get like a triangle blanket. So the top should look like a triangle, a triangle little shape. And it should look like, half blanket or something like that. I don't know what I'm saying, but it should look like this, basically. It can be bigger, it can be a little bit shorter, but it should look like this. And the loop should be on the top, and we're gonna cut that string because we don't need it anymore. And you can tie a knot before you cut it. If you cut it already, it's fine. Tie a knot before you cut each string you see. I'm telling you, it'll help you in the long run because you don't want any loose work. Okay, so this is why we purl knit it in the beginning, so we can get that effect. And it's straight and it's not like curled up. So now what we're gonna do is gonna fold the bottom into the top, halfway. Because see, when we do that, we can put different things inside. And we're gonna fold it again. Bring that outer part into the inner part. The outer fabric, I'm saying the outer piece into the inner piece. Because we're gonna go ahead and sew it all up. Okay, next, I'm gonna bring the top triangle part down, or like envelope top part, male part, whatever you wanna call it. And that's where the button will go. But first, we gotta sew it. So you can bring the top part as high or as low you want it, because remember, this is a purse. So you can put your phone in here, your keys in here, your wallet. Just make sure that it fits you. So you can adjust that part. Next, this is my needle. I put my yarn through the needle. What I'm gonna do, I don't know if y'all can really see. I really don't know if y'all can really see. Hopefully you can. I mean, it's kind of self-explanatory. You can self-do it, self-sew it. You don't really have to see me do it. Just know that you have to really sew the inner part onto the outer part so it can look crisp and clean. And so people won't see your work all like sewn on the outside. It'll be on the inside. So it will look more professional that way. So I'm sewing the outer part into the inner part. But make sure when you do that, you sew it until the purse itself, so it won't be floppy and it'll be like stiff. So that's what I'm doing right now. Yep, so go ahead and sew the sides, y'all. We're coming into an end, sadly but true. But really, it's not that sad if you think about it, because we worked hard on this, so we're gonna get what we want. All right, so I'm gonna show you guys something real quick. So I kind of want to fold it over where it's secure, not where it's like too loose. You don't want to do it where it's like out. You want everything to be closed in, tight, and stiff. Nothing should be floppy or loose. As I'm showing you guys a little bit close up. Hopefully you can see. Yep, I just put it through the other piece and I just sewed it. Just think, I don't want myself to be floppy, so how would I sew it? And that should help you kind of figure that out. If you guys are enjoying the video so far, please subscribe. Please feel free to subscribe, because I need to know if you guys are liking my videos. And also, don't be afraid to comment, because I really do like when you guys engage in my videos. I don't like when they don't, engage. So go ahead and pull that string through the loop that you sewed through. Make a knot in it so nothing will come loose. So you see that little knot right there? My camera is not focusing, but I have a knot and I did a knot twice. So this is how it should look almost. I sewed the other side. This is how it should look. It looks a little bit like, not crisp as I want it to be, but it's really how it should look. So, yeah. So when the top corner is like closed in and like that, that's how it should look. You see how it's, hold on, I'll show you guys an example. This is my old purse that I did, and you see how the top part is like really open? My stuff is falling out when I put my stuff in here. Do not do that with your stuff. Go ahead and sew it up to where nothing will fall out in the corners. Even though you don't feel like doing it, maybe you have to sew it up. It's a quick little 30-second thing. Just sew it up all the way to the top corner so your stuff won't fall out, because I don't like when that happens. It's annoying. I'm going to go ahead and insert the button. I don't like this button of choice because my chain is gold and the button is brown, and that does not match. That's why this is my favorite purse, but we're going to go ahead and do it. Go ahead and size your loop to the button. Adjust the button and see does the loop, fit all the way down. If it does, go ahead and start sewing and remember where you placed it. If you remember where you placed it, then it should be easy from there. So go ahead and get your needle, put it in the inside of the purse, and then it should be coming out of the outside. And yep, I just sewed it like that. I don't like how the strings are showing like that, but it's fine. I'm just gonna push it to one side so you can barely see it. You can also cut a little bit of the top, not too much, but this is how it looks. You guys, we are finished the purse, the luxury purse. I don't really want to call this one luxury, but it's fine. It's fine. It's just a tutorial, and this is how you make it. It's not my best one, but it's how you make it. I just sewed in the chain, just so on the insides. On the insides, I sewed in the chain, in the inside corners. But yes, this is the purse. I hope you guys enjoyed the tutorial. I am now finished. You can loop that loop. I would kind of double loop the loop so it could fit the button. But this is the purse. We did it. I hope you guys stay for the tutorial. Please like, comment, and subscribe. I'm glad you enjoyed. And, come back to see for more videos. I will be posting more. So see you guys later. Bye.